Ever been in a place where the line between reality and the unknown blurs? I stumbled upon a mystery that transcends logic itself, something I can only describe as the enigma of the missing 411. It all started on a foggy night in the deep heart of the Whispering Woods. The Whispering Woods, with its twisted branches and haunting legends, had always been a realm of fascination for me. Intrigued by tales of inexplicable disappearances, I set out on a foggy night to explore the heart of this enigmatic forest, where reality seemed to meld with the supernatural. As I ventured deeper into the woods, the air became thick with an eerie stillness. The dense canopy above me blocked out the moonlight, casting an otherworldly glow that danced with the shadows beneath. A mysterious force seemed to pull me further into the heart of the darkness, a force that blurred the lines between curiosity and trepidation. A soft, hushed whisper echoed through the twisted branches, carrying with it an unsettling symphony of ancient secrets. The very essence of the forest felt alive, watching my every move. The ominous atmosphere intensified, and the boundary between the tangible and the ethereal grew thinner with each step. The clearing appeared like a scene from a forgotten tale. Tattered tents, abandoned belongings, and the lingering scent of a long-lost campsite greeted me in the moonlight. The unsettling silence was occasionally interrupted by a distant rustling, adding to the pervasive sense of isolation. The term, "missing 411," resonated in my mind, a term that encapsulated the unexplainable disappearances haunting these woods. It was more than folklore, it was a tangible presence, a force that hung in the air. The crunch of footsteps echoed in the distance, yet when I turned to investigate, only shadows played tricks on my senses. Human fears escalated with every passing moment. Was it the wind whispering through the leaves, or the lurking presence of something unseen? The boundary between rationality and the supernatural blurred, and an unshakable sense of dread enveloped me like a suffocating mist. In the heart of the woods, a discovery awaited, an aged journal, its pages worn and weathered. The entries chronicled the harrowing experiences of those who had ventured into the Whispering Woods and never returned. Descriptions matched faces on missing posters, and the words painted a chilling narrative of fear and confusion. As the night pressed on, I realized the woods were alive with the stories of those who had entered but never emerged. The forest seemed to whisper their names, a haunting tribute to the vanished. And then, in the heart of the mystery, I stumbled upon an ancient altar obscured by the gnarled roots of an ancient tree. The altar stood as a silent witness to centuries of unknown rituals, its presence resonating with an ancient force that transcended the boundaries of the natural world. Symbols etched into the stone's surface told tales of an age long forgotten, and a surge of unseen power pulsed through me as I traced their weathered carvings. The symbols seemed to dance in the dim moonlight, telling a story of a time when the Whispering Woods were not merely a forest but a sacred ground where the veil between realms was thin. My senses heightened, and a faint echo of distant whispers filled the air, an ethereal chorus of voices from the past, beckoning me to uncover the secrets long buried in the heart of the woods. In that sacred space, I found myself drawn into a vision, a glimpse into the past where hooded figures moved in rhythmic patterns, chanting words that echoed through the ages. The boundary between my own consciousness and the spirits of the Whispering Woods dissolved, and I became a witness to the ancient rites that bound the forest to forces unseen. The visions unfolded like a tapestry, revealing a pact forged in the shadows of time. The forest, a sentient entity itself, hungered for a sacrifice to maintain the delicate balance between worlds. Those who ventured too far into its depths were not merely victims of happenstance. They were offerings to an entity that demanded acknowledgement and reverence. As the vision faded, I was left standing at the altar, the weight of revelation pressing upon me. The missing 411, the disappearances, the unspoken horrors, they were all intricately woven into the fabric of an ancient contract. The forest, a guardian of secrets and a devourer of trespassers, had claimed countless souls over the centuries. The air grew heavy with the weight of responsibility as I grappled with the understanding that I had become part of a tale larger than myself. The Whispering Woods, a sentient being with a hunger for the unknown, had granted me a glimpse into its arcane history, leaving me with a choice: to reveal the truth and risk awakening dormant forces, or to let the mysteries of the forest remain hidden, continuing the cycle of disappearances for generations to come. As I stepped away from the altar, the forest seemed to exhale a sigh of ancient relief. The shadows retreated, and the air, though still charged with an otherworldly presence, became less oppressive. The enigma of the missing 411 was no longer just a series of inexplicable events. It was a tale of symbiosis between the human spirit and the timeless sentience of the Whispering Woods. The night wore on, and I found my way back through the twisted paths, haunted by the echoes of the forest's secrets. The Whispering Woods, once a mere backdrop to tales of mystery, had become a living entity with a story etched into the very fabric of its existence. And as I emerged from the depths, I carried with me the burden of knowledge, uncertain of the impact my revelations would have on the delicate equilibrium between the seen and the unseen. The night pressed on, and I found myself navigating the twisted paths, each step echoing with the weight of newfound knowledge. The Whispering Woods, once a serene backdrop, had revealed its secrets, and the path back was now fraught with a palpable tension. The shadows, though less oppressive, still clung to the trees, whispering tales of forgotten rituals and ancient pacts. As I ventured through the winding trails, the forest seemed to shift around me. The very ground beneath my feet felt alive with a subtle vibration, a resonance that hinted at the eons-old energy coursing through the heart of the woods. The air, thick with an otherworldly presence, carried echoes of the visions I had witnessed at the ancient altar. The journal I had discovered weighed heavy in my hands, a tangible link to the countless souls lost to the depths of the Whispering Woods. The entries, written in trembling hands, spoke of fear, confusion, and an inexorable pull toward an unseen force. Faces on missing posters now had stories, and those stories were etched into the very fabric of the forest's history. In the midst of the labyrinthine pathways, a revelation struck me. The missing 411 was not a random occurrence, but a manifestation of the forest's hunger for equilibrium. Those who vanished were not victims of chance, but participants in an age-old symbiosis between the human spirit and the sentient force that dwelled within the Whispering Woods. As I retraced my steps toward the heart of the woods, the air crackled with an energy that transcended the natural realm. The moon above, previously obscured by the dense canopy, now cast ethereal beams that danced through the twisted branches. It was as if the very essence of the forest responded to my newfound understanding, revealing itself in the delicate interplay of light and shadow. The clearing, where the ancient altar stood as a silent sentinel, beckoned me back. Symbols on the stone's surface glowed with a faint luminescence, resonating with the latent power of centuries-old rituals. The air became charged with an almost tangible force, and the whispers that once lingered in the background now crescendoed into a haunting symphony. A gentle breeze rustled through the leaves, carrying with it the voices of the vanished. The ethereal choir, once distant, now surrounded me in a harmonious embrace. The forest seemed to acknowledge my presence, as if inviting me to partake in the sacred dance between the seen and the unseen. As I stood before the ancient altar, I felt a profound connection, a communion with the very soul of the Whispering Woods. The symbols pulsed with an ancient heartbeat, and the air shimmered with the echoes of forgotten incantations. It was a moment of transcendence, a union between the mortal and the immortal, as if the forest itself acknowledged my role in the intricate dance of existence. Yet, with this communion came a heavy responsibility. The choice lay before me like a fork in the winding paths, a decision that could either preserve the delicate balance or disturb the slumbering forces within the Whispering Woods. The forest, in its sentience, seemed to await my verdict, the air pregnant with anticipation. The moon hung low in the sky, casting long shadows that intertwined with the roots and branches. The enigma of the missing 411 was no longer a mere tale of inexplicable events. It was a narrative woven into the very fabric of the Whispering Wood's existence. As I contemplated my next move, the forest held its breath, and the ancient symbols glowed brighter, as if awaiting the resolution of a cosmic pact that transcended time itself.